Hello and welcome to the Ultra DVD library of yours truly in my awesome genre B-movie and trash DVD Blu-ray library. This is only my second ever English episode, and this week we're talking about Severin films. When you say Severin films, that means that you're really going down the crazy corridors of obscure and crazy genre cinema, because even like such labels as Tartan and Arrow, compared to Severin, you could say they're more mainstream. But also, before starting my top 5, I have to say Severin films are awesomely, amazingly awesome for putting out this beautiful 10th year anniversary edition of my debut feature Baskin, which blew my mind and I can't thank them enough. But it has this beautiful 4K UHD treatment. And yeah, I get tears in my eyes just by looking at it. But usually they put out stuff like this: Game of Clones Bruceploitation Collection. You know what Bruceploitation is? Bruceploitation ne demek biliyor musun? Bruceploitation. At the time when Bruce Lee died, there was this vacuum of like a martial arts star in the world, and there were so many Bruce Lee lookalikes. There wasn't one, like more than one. And some of them were actually kind of famous. This is a 7-disc collection that includes 12 restored Bruceploitation classics and award-winning documentary Enter the Clones of Bruce. So yeah, also like they sent me this as a gift, Cliff Twemblow collection, complete Cliff. Who is this guy? Like even like the most seasoned genre and B-movie enthusiasts probably haven't heard about this guy. Apparently he's this crazy filmmaker from Manchester. Welcome to the story of Cliff Twemblow, the unlikeliest movie mogul you've never heard of until now. He's finally or some madness like this Italian sharksploitation collection, Feeding Frenzy, 6-disc collection from the era of famous Italian ripoffs of anything. The Italian Jaws ripoffs, Night of the Sharks, Monster Shark. I bet there's nothing even close to this kind of a thing happening in the film, let alone in this scale. And wow, this looks awesome. Shark Hunter. I mean, I have yet to watch these, but like one of these days I'm gonna start with Night of the Sharks and then Shark Hunter too. And I think I can't resist, and also I'm gonna watch this as well. But yeah, this is the kind of madness that Severin Films proudly makes. So number 5 of my most favorite, craziest Severin films in my library is The Sinful Dwarf. How can you go wrong with this madness? Check this out. The Sinful Dwarf, and here's the amazing logo. This is Betty Page, right? I'm not making it up. I have to check. Anyways, I think I did have a Sinful Dwarf, but when I saw, no, I think this is the first edition. Like later I saw a Sinful Dwarf Blu-ray, but the DVD cover is so beautiful. I said like I have to like stick to this one, and I avoided the Blu-ray. This is beautiful, and it's just the mother of all dwarfsploitation films. It is very sleazy. It is very, on the wrong side of the tracks, but also it's kind of like when you dig down to those type of films, thriller or like some crazy Nazi exploitation films or cannibal movies, or let me show you Eaten Alive. When you dig down to this type of stuff, I think Sinful Dwarf is one of the most entertaining and one of the most solid films. It's been maybe like more than 15 years I watched it, but I remember it really fondly, and I can't get over this best plot ever. Number 5, Sinful Dwarf. Number 4, one of the weirdest films in my library. Like my library, as I explained in the previous episode, also in the very first episode, but which is in Turkish. My library is a genre and also sub-genre library. This is like horror and science fiction mainly. I have a bit of mainstream here, and in horror I have all these like 20s, 30s, 40s, 70s, 80s, David Lynch, Cronenberg, Brian De Palma, 90s, 2000s, horror comedy, creature features, zombies, Japanese extreme, the French New Extremity, cannibal films, video nasties, slashers, giallo, argento, fulci, whatever. Also here, but here I have this crazy section called WTF, which means what the fuck. When I went to some awesome video stores in the States, for instance, Scarecrow Video in Seattle, one of the biggest and most famous, still exists today. They had this like section called WTF. I really liked it, and I said like one day I'm gonna have a shelf and called WTF. These are the most unclassifiable movies in my collection. And from Severin, at number 4, we have The Baby. truly one of the most bizarre films to come out of Hollywood in the 70s, which is the decade of the bizarre, says it all. It's very horrifying and fascinating. And just like Sinful Dwarf, it is not only exploitation. I think it's a very interesting film. And those of you film buffs who are looking for weird lost gems from the 70s and 80s would be delighted to discover this. Yeah, one of these days, maybe I should watch this again, but so many films to watch again, right? And okay, number 4 was The Baby. Number three, a lesser known Fulci film. Perversion Story. This is one of the lesser known films in my DVD library that I'm really proud to own. It looks more like a Blue Underground film. The cover, the style, everything, which is also one of my other favorite DVD labels. Lucio Fulci, before going crazy with horror and supernatural giallos and everything, he was doing erotic films, westerns even, and one of his favorite non-horror films, I think, my favorite non-horror film. Also, there's one more which was, yeah, Lizard in a Woman's Skin. But this again, it can be classified as horror, but it's more on the erotic side. But after A Lizard in a Woman's Skin, my second favorite non-horror Lucio Fulci is Perversion Story. Again, it's a thriller and it's rarely seen erotic shocker. In a controversial career that flayed every envelope of cinematic excess, nothing can prepare you for this stunning thriller from the... It's a bit exaggerated, nothing can prepare, but it's still very, very good. Like, if you're a Fulci fan and you never heard of this one, you should definitely check it out. And also, I'm gonna place it here because I want to watch this. These are the films that I want to watch here recently. I want to watch this again. But that was number 3. And at number 2, it will be a tough choice. But I think at number 2, I'm gonna go to my science fiction, dystopia, post-apocalyptic. And in the post-apocalyptic subgenre, I have this madness here called Rats, Night of Terror, with a very spoilery cover because this is kind of like spoiling the end of the film. And the film is a bit boring, I have to say. But the very ending is so beautiful. It makes up for the rest of it, and it's still today one of my favorite, the boring Italian rip-off science fiction films of all time. And I really like this cover much better, and it was a tough decision for me, like, should I keep it like this or should I keep it like this? Because also this is also very cool because I did this before. For instance, this Arrow video, Speak No Evil. This is pretty cool, right? But the original cover art is this. The original cover art is this, okay? But although this is pretty cool in its own right, I don't think it can compete with the bleakness and this beautiful, negative space composition of the original. I keep it like this. Like in my library, I love it like this. I love the poster of this film, but also I can't chuck this away. This is beautiful, so I keep it here. And I was gonna do the same with this, but maybe I should. It's a tough decision, but I think I will keep it for the time being because it looks like a crazy, early 90s, late 80s G.I. Joe Cobra character design type of a thing. The whole movie is like underground in some corridors and there's little rats coming and everything, but the very ending, really very cool, very awesome. One of the most ludicrous Italian ripoffs. And next to it, like, if you don't know Italian ripoffs, I would strongly suggest you should check out Bronx Warriors, 2009, After the Fall of New York, The New Barbarians. I really love these. Also, I have a DVD version of Rats from this crazy Vipco, this British label, and at the time these titles were banned. They were very recently released, and some of the titles that Vipco released are still cut. And when I was a student in the UK, 2002, 2003, when I arrived there, they were still very recently released, or they were still not released uncut ever. So this Vipco had the same cover for all the films they released, these crazy skulls here, and the name of the movie in big bold letters on the front. So this is quite shamelessly awesome. I mean, I can't get rid of this in my library. So although I have this beauty here, I also keep this because this is like the crazy spirit, the right kind of spirit for this DVD library. Okay, as for number 1, I'm going to the erotic films, extension of my erotic films. I have this beauty, The Creature. I only watched it last week, and apparently it's one of Gaspar Noé's favorite films, and I was blown away. I really enjoyed this. I mean, it's type of like Valerian Brostrich, La Bête, the Beast. Going to my, erotic films here. It's kind of like similar vibes to this, although I think I kind of prefer this one. And it's from this director called Eloy de la Iglesia, whose video nasty called Cannibal Man is one of my all-time favorites. Where's Cannibal Cannibal Man, like in the video nasties. But I think I put it into 80s horror, not video nasties. Or is it 70s? Maybe it's 70s. Cannibal Man, yes, it's early 70s actually. And it's really weird because it's a very poignant and dark character breakdown of a serial killer. And the original Spanish title is something else. And I think it's a very, very stupid English translation title called Cannibal Man. It has nothing to do. Also, why Cannibal Man? Like a cannibal is a man or a woman already. Like it's a person. Like it's the stupidest title anyway. Just like an exploitation, just to grab the attention of the VHS pundits. But if you can get past the stupid English title, it's a very tense, claustrophobic thriller, reminiscent of Polanski's Repulsion, which is not exaggerated. Which I really like this film, and I would put this next to Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer, Maniac, those type of films. And I really liked this. So it was a happy surprise for me to find out that this movie are by the same director. And also in this Blu-ray, there's a beautiful pre-presentation by Gaspar Noé on stage in France, and first official North American release. Most controversial film from Eloy de Iglesia. I just checked online. It's just they're not easy to find in English subtitles. But yeah, The Creature is my #1 Severin film in my library. And okay, that's it for this week. Thank you, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your friends. And until next time.